The scene opens within the cold confines of a high-security chamber. Madame Masque, heir to a legacy of villainy and crime, stands shackled and on display. Her masked visage defies vulnerability, but she's now suspect number one in a growing mystery. New York's latest symbiote stirs intrigue, and her connection to it places her under intense scrutiny. The scene shifts to a tense courtroom, broadcasted live to the world. Prosecutors and defenders exchange sharp words over Madame Masque's guilt and her potential ties to the symbiote. The chaotic spectacle hints at a society where justice is blurred with entertainment. The judge struggles to maintain order as emotions and accusations fly. The courtroom is alive with tension as the trial is broadcast to the world. Luke Cage, suspect number 2, glares at the cameras, his unbreakable resolve barely masking his disdain. A spectacle, he growls, questioning the circus surrounding justice. Beside him, Robbie Robertson speaks of closure for grieving families, but his words carry the weight of hard-earned survival. Cage softens, offering an apology, as Robbie reflects on the chaos that nearly consumed his son. But the trial's focus quickly shifts, as Robbie, suspect number 3 himself, grows frustrated with the prosecutor's theatrics. He warns that the grandstanding could let Madame Masque walk free. His determination sharpens as he vows to ensure justice prevails, no matter the cost. Luke listens, recognizing Robbie's conviction even as they approach justice from different angles. Their moment is interrupted by the entrance of a cocky newcomer, whose bold energy cuts through the room's heavy atmosphere, drawing every eye. Introduced as the Daily Bugle's new celebrity columnist, Rick immediately established himself as the anti-Jonah, promising positivity where paranoia once reigned. The tension in the room eased as Luke Cage recounted Rick's storied past. A Hulk, an abomination, even a sidekick to legends. Rick leaned into his charm, casually remarking on his many roles in life. But beneath the humor and charisma, there was an undeniable sense of mystery as he teased, "Who knows who I'll be next?" For Rick Jones, reinvention isn't just a skill, it's his way of life. The courtroom turns its focus to Dr. Harlan McNeil, a former division head of advanced idea mechanics, as the prosecutor grills him on his ties to Madame Masque. McNeil admits to taking orders from her during A.I.M's brief alliance with the Magia, confirming her identity beyond a shadow of a doubt. With his expertise in body language and micro-expressions, McNeil declares that the woman before them is indisputably Whitney Frost, aka Madame Masque. He lists her many aliases, each name a thread connecting her to the underworld. The tone shifts as McNeil drops his facade, dismissing the trial as a farce. With confirmation in hand, he smirks and signals for a translocation, tension in the courtroom reaching its peak. The courtroom erupts in chaos as Andrew Forson, A.I.M's self-proclaimed true leader, materializes in a glowing suit of power. Hovering above the chaos, he condemns A.I.M's misuse by small minds and declares it's time to send a message, a brutal lesson for improper use. Luke Cage quickly takes charge, ordering Rick Jones to get Robbie Robertson to safety. Jones moves without hesitation, but Forson looms large, declaring no one will leave. This isn't just an attack, it's a calculated piece of theater, designed to make an unforgettable statement. Forson declares his performance needs a live audience as his glowing form begins to materialize. Robbie panics, but Rick stays sharp. Materializing, not materialized, he corrects, pulling Robbie to safety. Dodging Forson's attacks, Rick leads them through the doors. "We split up! He can't chase us both! Find a cop or a phone or something!" Robbie nods, steadying himself as they race into the chaos. Forson dismisses the idea of chasing Rick and Robbie, redirecting his soldiers to focus on neutralizing the authority figures. Luke Cage steps in without hesitation, landing a powerful punch against Forson's battlesuit. Unfazed, Forson assures his subordinate the suit is built for combat, capable of absorbing any kinetic energy it encounters. As the suit glows with power, it releases the stored energy in a devastating counterattack, launching Luke across the room. Luke crashes through the glass, plummeting to the ground below. Meanwhile, Forson's soldiers prepare to finish their mission, the execution of Madame Masque. But as they turn to her containment pod, it's empty. Confusion spreads, but before panic sets in, a shadow falls across the room. Venom crashes through the window, landing with predatory precision. The symbiote's voice cuts through the chaos, cold and menacing.
"The question isn't how,"
Venom growls.
"It's who."
He crouches low, his gaze a predatory challenge as his sharp voice breaks the tension.
Any ideas?
Venom leaps into the fray, mocking Forson's forces with confidence. When a soldier dismisses him as just another symbiote, he swiftly corrects their mistake, making it clear he's far more dangerous. With ruthless efficiency, Venom tears through the soldiers, emphasizing he's not a monster or an ordinary symbiote. As the chaos intensifies, he delivers a final chilling declaration.
We are Venom. Don't wear it out.
Venom barrels through Forson's forces, shaking the courtroom. Fowler, in the kinetic-powered suit, claims it's working perfectly and vows to take Venom's head off. Watching closely, McNeil realizes something's wrong. The symbiote's movements are unfamiliar, not Brock, Gargan, or Thompson. This Venom is someone entirely new and far more dangerous. Venom shrugs off Fowler's attacks, showing his agility and strength. McNeil observes, recognizing Spider-Man's influence in Venom's movements and suspecting the host might have been in the courtroom. Forson's soldiers shift focus to Venom, abandoning the hostages. Stevens charges but is swiftly overpowered as Venom mockingly tosses him aside. Amid the chaos, the soldiers grow desperate, shouting, "Venom must die," while the symbiote continues to tear through them with ease. Venom makes quick work of the soldiers, using his webbing to immobilize Stevens and pin him to the floor. The remaining soldiers charge, but Venom counters with precision, dodging attacks and striking back with ferocity. McNeil, observing the fight, notes Venom's enhanced webbing strength, far beyond Spider-Man's, and speculates on the host's identity. As the soldiers regroup, Forson grows desperate. He charges Venom, only to be overpowered. Venom taunts Forson, mocking his suit and his inability to handle the symbiote. Venom overpowers Stevens as Forson orders a retreat, vanishing with a warning that A.I.M will not forget. Sneering, Venom mocks Forson's cowardice and vows they'll regret crossing him. Swinging into the city, he declares,
"Because we're an all-new Venom."
As the dust settles, Delacourt demands Venom be destroyed, calling him a threat. The judge counters, pointing out Venom might have just saved everyone in the courtroom. Luke, Rick, and Robbie stride back into the room, Rick flashing a cocky grin as he quips about missing the action. Bad timing for the Bugle's new Cape columnist. Amid the light banter, questions linger about Madame Masque's disappearance and the appearance of this new, unpredictable Venom. Robbie leans in closer to Rick, his tone low and urgent.
"Get Luke and meet me outside. We need to talk, privately."
The weight in his voice leaves no doubt. Something bigger is at play. Robbie questions Rick about why he came back alone. Rick admits he got lost in a stairwell, brushing it off with his usual humor. Turning to Luke, Robbie asks for his story. Luke points out the broken window, reminding them he got punched out of the building. The group realizes none of them were around when Venom appeared, and they can't account for their own whereabouts, or each other's. Rick cracks a joke about a murder mystery, but Luke isn't amused, telling him to knock it off. After the chaos, we shift to the epilogue, where Mary Jane Watson, now the hero known as Jackpot, returns home after a quiet day of patrolling. Paul Rabin, her partner and tech specialist, confronts her about her lack of communication, but she brushes it off, confident in her abilities. The tension between them lingers, with Paul warning her about the unresolved dangers of the symbiote she encountered. Meanwhile, their young charge, Dylan Brock, the son of Venom, has been obsessively digging through footage of a recent incident involving A.I.M and Madame Masque. He's pieced together 4 suspects tied to the Venom symbiote: Luke Cage, Rick Jones, Robbie Robertson, and Madame Masque herself. Dylan, fueled by determination and anger, claims the symbiote as his and swears he won't rest until it's back where it belongs. The chase is on, and the battle for Venom's legacy begins. This is where the issue ends. Dylan Brock has his suspects. The tension is high, and the mystery surrounding Venom deepens. Who's wearing the symbiote? The answer could change everything. Let me know your theories in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell to stay tuned for the next thrilling chapter. See you in the next one.